A very good evening to you and welcome to RTV News with me, Fiona Mbabazi. To kick off this edition, this Wednesday at Village Urugwiro, President Paul Kagame chaired a cabinet meeting which will review the existing measures to contain the spread of COVID-19. Of course, we'll be bringing you and keeping you up to date as soon as we have this review at hand. Now, this Wednesday, Mozambique, SADC and Rwandan forces held a coordination meeting in Mokiba, the Priya. Now, the meeting comes 3 months after the Rwandan troops were sent to restore peace in Mozambique. We spoke to the spokesperson of the Rwanda Defense Forces, Colonel Ronald Rwanda, and we began by asking him about the conclusions from these meetings.
A coordination meeting was convened today in the port city of Mosimbo de Praia, with the aim of looking at 3 major items: strategies to improve intelligence sharing, ways of expediting the process of repatriating refugees from our respective sectors of responsibility, and the close coordination in dealing with insurgents crossing our respective designated sectors. It was observed by all parties that these 3 items need to be coordinated for operations to be successful on all sides.
How far then are we with fighting terrorism?
We have completed the first stage, which is combat operations. So we are now streamlining ways in which to improve the process of stabilization. And to do this, we need to repatriate refugees back to their homes in order for economic activities to begin to operate unabated.
Would you say then is the collaboration between RDF, now we have SADC, especially in this particular, repatriation of refugees? What is each and everyone's role in all this?
First and foremost, it was observed that refugees scattered in different districts. Some of those districts are managed or handled by SADC and Mozambique. So it was important for us to coordinate ways in which we could successfully repatriate them to their respective districts, which may be in our respective sectors of responsibility. So it's important that we coordinate this activity for it to be successful.
Well, thank you, sir, for your time. And of course, that was the Rwanda Defense Forces spokesperson, Colonel Ronald Rwanda, giving us a brief of what took place today over the coordination meeting that took place at Mokiba, the Praia in Mozambique. Now, over the next 4 years, the city of Kigali has announced that it will construct 216 kilometers of new tarmac roads. These 500 to be constructed, find another 500 constructed so far.
Mukaruzima Priscilla, of 70 years of age, has lived in Birjogo in Nyamirambo for 45 years now. She confirms that the place has drastically changed. You can see they are constructing floor buildings, and it's because this is a nice place. It has developed. What can't you appreciate? Streetlights were installed even in the neighborhoods. They also constructed walkways for us. Like me, I am a cyclist, and before the road was tarmacked, we used to face a lot of challenges, but now it was all solved. There are also some parts of the city without tarmac roads. This road should be constructed because it benefits many people. When it rains, the road is impassable. Please advocate for us. They have always promised to work on it, but all in vain. In a press conference, the Kigali City Administration said that there are 216 kilometers of tarmac roads to be constructed in 4 years to solve many transport problems. Prudence Rubingisa, the mayor of Kigali City, explains how the road problem is being addressed. People keep asking for good roads with proper water drainage systems. For the whole of Kigali City to have tarmac roads, that is to say 2,400 kilometers, with the 500 kilometers of tarmac roads we have, when we add on all these we construct in different projects, I believe we shall find solutions to all the existing problems.
nabyo biba byiza cyane kandi turabyinkarajinga hose aho bikorwa urumva ko igisubizo tuzakibona.
It is a press conference focused mainly on housing and infrastructure in the city of Kigali and other issues related to the residents of the city. Innocent Mogabo, RTV News.
Unity Club members are urging young people to learn from the countries protectors of the pact on the importance of preserving Rwanda's unity because it is an important pillar of long-term development. Since December 2013, Munga Karama, Alphonse and Niwemugeni Vaziliza had been living as man and wife, becoming legally wed last year after having 3 children together. When you live with someone out of wedlock for years, you become traumatized. You wonder why. We have 3 ceremonies, as you all know, the traditional one. Then we go to Umurenge, and after that we have the white wedding. However, we have not done any of these ceremonies. When we got here, we were blessed with children, and we were happy. But I kept waiting and wondering, what's going on? Doesn't my husband want to marry me? However, every time I asked, the main reason was that we were poor. However, the main reason the couple remained unwed for so long stems from Rwanda's difficult past. We need to keep educating our parents and family members, and I hope from these teachings their mindsets will change, because we cannot keep living in our past. After that, then I believe then we might get married. Members of a local NGO that helped the couple to finally legally wed say up to 20% of families in the area still struggle when it comes to unity and reconciliations. The families are in 3 categories. We have those who are traumatized, others are still 50-50, and the others need a whole new training and understanding for all family members so that everyone understands that it is important to live in unity and reconciliation. In addition to helping families struggling with such issues, Sevota also assists up to 400 individuals that were born after their mothers were raped by the Interahamwe militia during the genocide that was perpetrated against the Tutsi. This is the reason the coordinator of the organization, Sevota, Mkakarasi Godelive, has been recognized by Unity Club for her efforts. As a protector of the pact, for these families whose children were born from rape, when I see their children in unity programs and in the government working together with others, I feel very happy. Some were even born with the HIV virus. But this does not stop them from loving people and living together. I will continue with my pact because they give me so much strength to push on. I will continue to help everyone. Mudenge Boniface is a genocide survivor from Rubavu district and the founder of the organization known as Inyenyeri Itazima, or Undying Star, that brings together genocide survivors and perpetrators in dialogue to promote unity and reconciliation. He too was recognized as a protector of the country's pact, or Umurinzi w'Igihango. The word of God became my light, and I will live by it, and I vow not to look back even for a second. Since the initiative to recognize such individuals was launched back in 2015, up to 40 people have been presented with the award, some of them posthumously, and with 5 foreigners and the rest Rwandan nationals. The youth should hold the pact keepers as parents, and we call on them to be pact keepers as well, even on social media where the youth are more interactive these days. We even have foreigners that saw what happened in their country and they showcased humanity without waiting for a reward, and they have now become part of us. In addition to those recognized at the national level, Abarinzi b'Ibihango have also been recognized at the district and sector levels as well. The City of Kigali administration has announced that 100 leisure parks have been selected and residents have been asked to use these places effectively. Now, residents have suggested that such sites should be increased and improved. Sam Kalisa with the details.
As days go by, the image of the city of Kigali changes. This goes hand in hand with Kigalians wanting places where they can spend their leisure time. At Rwandex, formerly the industrial zone, and other activities, the wetland was cleaned up and is being used by the city residents to spend their leisure time. During his work break, Eric Nizeyimana goes to the place for relaxing.
Iki gitekerezo ni cyiza kuko ubusitani bufite abanyarwanda akamaro.
It is a brilliant idea. Such gardens are very important because they help people while relaxing and maybe reading books for free. Clearing these gardens is really a good thing, but it is equally important for us to maintain them. Some city residents wish that such places of leisure should be increased.
Icyifuzo numva cyanjye cyangwa cy'abandi twaba duhuje kwinjoyinga hano.
My wish, just like many others, is that the city administration should make sure that there is more of such places where they can spend their leisure time, enjoy free internet and be able to catch up with the trends, which is definitely a sign that the city is developing.
Ukamenya ibigezweho mu gihugu ukagendana n'igihe numva byihutisha iterambere ry'umujyi.
The chief of urban planning at City of Kigali, Muhirwa Solange, says that some of the sites have been established and that the process of expanding and creating more sites is underway.
Mu mujyi wa Kigali ubu turi gushyira imbaraga mu kugira ngo dutange ahantu abantu bazajya baruhukira.
In the city of Kigali, we are putting more efforts in the establishment of more leisure sites, like we are doing in the car-free zone, whose first phase is almost done. There is another project in the place at Nyandungu wetlands that we are clearing up in partnership with Rema. The other project we are working on is the Rwandex wetland, where all activities have been relocated, and we are currently conducting a study on how best we can turn the area into a leisure and touristic site. The project will be funded by the World Bank.
Turi gushaka amakuru kugira ngo tubashe gukora inyigo yo kuba twahatunganya.
The Kigali City Mayor, Rwingisa Prudence, is urging residents to make use of these recreational facilities, but also maintain them.
Bakabyitabira ari benshi yaba ari iyo mishinga yo ya car-free zone.
People should make use of these sites, ecosystems and playgrounds we are about to build in partnership with the Ministry of Sports, but as well make sure that they maintain them.
Ariko noneho bakanabibungabunga kugira ngo babibungabunge nk'ibikorwa byabo.
The city of Kigali also says it is going to work with residents in neighborhoods to find places where their children can play from near their homes. The city administration also added that, where possible, government-owned lands should be turned into leisure sites. Sam Kalisa, Rwanda Television News.
Absolutely. I think this is one of the things the Kigali city residents have been waiting for a long time. Now, the Committee on Unity, Human Rights and Fight Against Genocide presented to the members of Parliament on Wednesday a report on the monitoring of the implementation of the 2018 Child Protection and Analysis Act of Child Protection Policy. Members of the Commission pointed out that a lot has been done in terms of the rights of the child and proper development, including the government's measures to take care of the child for proper development, including providing nutritious nutrients such as vitamin A, rich flour that has at least 15 nutrients for the children. There are also agricultural and livestock programs aimed at combating malnutrition, including the Girinka program, a kitchen garden, a child's cup, which is provided to more than 115 schools, and the provision of the prenatal care before birth. Now, nonetheless, there is a lack of appropriate measures because the child protection rate in Rwanda is still at 33%. There is a problem with a large number of street children, where Prof, in a study conducted in 2019, counted 2,883 street children, mainly due to family conflicts. Now, on the issue of juvenile justice policy, members of the Committee on the Unity, Human Rights and Fight Against Genocide indicated that it started in 2014 and was to end by 2018 and that the Ministry of Justice has been asked about its reform. The Vice President of the Commission, Honorable Francis Karemera, says that something needs to be done to ensure that the children's rights are respected. To other matters now, Malawi's Deputy Minister of Defense, Honorable Jeanette Zendeza, said that visiting Kinigi Model Village and the Military Academy in Musanze district is a great lesson for her country in terms of citizen prosperity and national development in general through the help of the army. During the visit, the Malawi Deputy Minister of Defense was accompanied by 8 other envoys, including the Chief of Defense Staff of the Malawian Army, Vincent Nungwe. Honorable Jeanette Zendeze said they learned a lot during this visit.
And we have learned a lot. You know, learning does not end. And, you know, we had the first president in the Malawi government. You know, he used to say that, you know, we have to see other places so that we learn and be exposed. So exposure that have been, you know, taken here, I think it's very educative for us in the Defense Force. I think we have learned a lot, and it is a great honor that we had that opportunity.
Now, the Malawian delegation was accompanied by a Rwandan delegation led by the Chief of Defense Staff of the Rwanda Defense Forces, General Kazura Jean Bosco. The visit follows the same visit that the RDF envoys made to Mali in September this year. The two countries confirmed that they intend to build a long-lasting cooperation. Now, going yellow, MTN has opened a branch in Gisozi in Kigali City. Now, during the event, some disabled people were given MTN kiosks and capital to start off their businesses.
MTN customers at Gisozi in Kigali City are pleased with the new MTN branch, which has been opened up in the area. Customers say they had difficulty accessing some of the MTN services because it required them to travel long distances. We are very happy with the good services MTN has brought to us, relieving us from the long distances we used to make. Among the challenges we used to face include those to do with SIM swaps, which required us to travel to Nyabugogo and Nyarutarama headquarters if it involved serious issues. In addition to opening a new branch, MTN has also given out kiosks and capital to some people with disabilities. One of them, Henriette Mukeshimana, pointed out that finding a place to work will bring about a change in her life, and NUDA staff member Jean-Baptiste Morema stressed that the program shows that MTN respects equality. I am very happy. I used to work under an umbrella, disturbed by both the rain and sun. Thank you, MTN.
Iyi center ya Gisozi ya MTN yaragerageje no gutekereza ku bantu bafite ubumuga.
If this Gisozi service center tried to consider people with disabilities, giving them a chance to access all the services without any difficulty, this is something of great value to Rwandans, and to the disabled in particular.
Ku Banyarwanda benshi ariko noneho by'umwihariko ku bantu bafite ubumuga bugiye butandukanye.
Bugab Abdul Karim, MTN's Gisozi branch manager, pointed out that customer care is one of their priorities. What we ask of you, as always, is to reach out to the community, because we serve the Rwandans. We should work together for our development, which is what we do as MTN. MTN says the branch has now been opened to support 7 more in Kigali, and to those with disabilities, 2 people will be assisted in each district with a kiosk to work in and 150,000 Rwandan francs of capital to sell airtime and mobile money services.